A district court in the eastern German city of Dresden has sentenced members of a criminal syndicate over the theft of priceless display items from the Green Vault, one of Europe's largest collections of treasures. 5 men belonging to Berlin's Remmo organized crime family have been convicted of the theft of 18th century jewels worth more than $120 million from a Dresden museum in 2019. A sixth suspect who had an alibi and pleaded not guilty to taking part was acquitted. This heist was one of the most spectacular heists in the country's modern history. The men were given prison sentences of between 4 years and 4 months and 6 years and 3 months. One defendant was acquitted. The Dresden State Court ruled that the 5 men aged 24 to 29 were responsible for the audacious break-in at the Eastern German city's Green Vault Museum on 25th of November 2019 and the theft of 21 pieces of jewelry containing more than 4,300 diamonds with a total insured value of at least $128 million. After a trial that lasted 47 days and in which more than 100 witnesses gave evidence, the 5 men were convicted of particularly aggravated arson in combination with dangerous bodily injury, theft with weapons, damage to property, and intentional arson. They had started a fire shortly before the break-in to cut the power supply to street lights outside the museum and had also set a car ablaze in a nearby garage before fleeing to Berlin. They were caught several months later in raids in Berlin. Many of the stolen items were returned to the museum after 3 of the men confessed to the theft and agreed to divulge the location of the loot in return for lighter sentences as part of a deal with prosecutors. In January, a plea bargain was agreed between the defense, prosecution and court after most of the stolen haul were returned. The plea bargain had been agreed to by 4 defendants who had subsequently admitted their involvement in the crime through their lawyers. The 5th defendant also confessed, but only to the procurement of objects such as the axes used to make holes in the museum display case. The Green Vault is within the Royal Palace of Dresden and is home to the treasures of the Elector of Saxony and King of Poland, Augustus the Strong, who first placed his family dynasty's collection of Renaissance and Baroque treasures on public display in the early 18th century. The Green Vault got its name from the green-colored columns and green velvet wall covering in many of the museum's rooms. The artifacts remained on display until World War II, when 3 of the Green Vault's 8 richly decorated exhibition rooms were destroyed during an Allied air raid on Dresden in February of 1945. These items were seized by the Red Army Trophy Commission and shipped to the Soviet Union after the war and had remained there until 1958 when Moscow passed a resolution providing for their return to Dresden.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.